Our first guest took a combination of his love for music, toys of yesteryear, his art degree, and a willingness to experiment, and we've got the proof right here, ladies and gentlemen. casperelectronics.com is his website. He's a modding fool. Peter Edwards is here today to tell us why. Hi, Peter. Welcome. You got Slashdotted, so the whole world now knows about your crazy hacks.
Yep.
How'd you get started doing this?
Well, when I got out of school and I could actually do what I wanted to do, I became infatuated with analog synthesizers and weird sound-making devices, and I decided that's what I want to do. I want to make synthesizers. So
did you have any electronics background?
No, none at all. Nothing.
So this was kind of a pipe dream at this point.
It was totally out of nowhere. So,
so you started with what? What was your first mod?
Well, I started with the Speak and Spell, and I figured this would be a good in.
These are readily available. They don't make them anymore.
No, they're not readily available.
They're not.
They don't make them anymore. You can find them at thrift stores.
A lot of people remember this. Sarah, our producer, was saying this. She learned how to read with this thing.
Yep.
This was big in the 80s. In fact, I remember, didn't E.T. make his phone
He
out
sure
of this?
did. He communicated.
He phoned home with the Speak and Spell.
Homeland.
Was that kind of an inspiration for you?
Not at all.
Peter Edwards, phone home. So how does this thing work?
You turn it on, and you can choose different games, learning games, and press go, and it.
People remember this, I know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it has synthesized speech, and it tells you to spell things.
Spell extra, and then you'd have to spell it out.
Type it in, and it tells you if you're right or wrong.
Now, this is a voice synthesizer, right? Unlike later things which had more memory, you could put actual voices.
This has been more successful for modifying and making strange sounds with, because it has a really complex circuit in it that it doesn't have the memory capacity to record sounds, so it created speech.
Yeah. So that gave you an opportunity. This is basically a Borg Speak and Spell.
Yes.
And actually, this is the French version, La Dictée Magique.
Magique.
A, B, C, D.
Yep, it has the French accent. So
here, let me put a mic up on it. So you put this box on it that you can tune it, right?
Yeah, so I could fit all of the, because there are so many mods you can do to it.
Do something with it, just
all right. Well, here's it functioning as it normally functions.
Even that is kind of free.
Yeah, it is.
Did you get kind of obsessed by this?
I definitely did. As I said, I started this as sort of to lead into doing synthesizers, but I've been doing this for 3 years, so I've just been spending so much time with it.
So make some modified stuff. That was the normal French, which is weird enough.
I found some, you can make it loop, there's a pitch change. But then I found some more unusual mods that did things like this.
And what are you doing? You're modifying the analog electronics in here, basically?
Mostly I'm rerouting digital signals, and
listen to that.
And there it goes. Not what you would think at all would come out of it.
It's kind of musical.
It is.
Now, how did you figure this stuff out? Are there schematics? Or is there some way that you
well, I mean, I knew that it existed. I knew that it wouldn't be completely a waste of time to play with it, and I just opened it up and poked around.
Opened it up and poked around. He did. Look at the inside of this thing.
No education.
Was there a joystick originally?
No, there wasn't.
You've added a joystick capability as well.
Yeah, I'll show you how that works in a second. So here's
all these wires are yours.
Yeah, here I have.
To show you a clean Speak and Spell, this is how it looks pre-mod. It's just a circuit board.
Yep. So here's the clean one.
It's a very simple. This is the clean one over here. I'll show you real quick, so you could see. So what did you do? You just touched wires to the various contacts?
Yeah, I mean, I got a whole bunch of them. I bought them off eBay. Got a whole.
How much do they cost on eBay?
$15 about. And there's Speak and Maths and Speak and Reads. They all do the same thing. And I just took a piece of wire and started poking around, and one pin to another, and found something that was good. So I drew a schematic and made notes.
But you knew nothing about electronics?
Nothing
you just kind of self-taught?
Completely self-taught.
That's very cool.
And this has taught me how to experiment.
Are these the best toys for this kind of thing?
Well, depending on what you're looking for.
There's a VTech has a similar device, right? The Alphabet.
You can get different types of effects, but as far as getting really complex sounds that are nothing like the original sounds.
There's the VTech, which is their version of the Speak and Spell.
One of the more recent.
And you've done that. That's your mod there as well?
Yeah, it has 2 toys in it, and you can control the pitch of each one with the joystick. So that's a more recent
Let's stop this drum machine.
All right.
I guess we could just unplug it.
There you go.
Bye-bye. And now, plug that into this, because this is a Yamaha drum machine.
Yeah, so this
modified though. You put a patch bay into it.
I took a normal Yamaha drum machine, added all these patch points.
And what is the purpose of that?
Well, this is similar to this, where I have different points on the circuit board that are wired, except With this one, you make your own connections rather than have switches that you turn on and off.
Gives you a little more flexibility.
Yeah, because there are so many possibilities of different sounds.
You want to play a
can
little bit
use.
just to see what
Yeah, I'll show
make
you.
something really weird.
Well, here's some.
That's not,
You can get a variety.
very industrial.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
one
I
it
could
doesn't.
see Jesus and Mary Chain using this. You know,
Yeah.
Kind of. Do you use it in your music?
Sometimes. I mean, I've made a couple different drum machines. You can get some neat effects. Nothing like the speak and spell. You're mostly getting like distortions of the sounds that exist.
This is kind of cool. These are Chinese, little Chinese device, little toys.
Yeah.
Like,
these
where
are
did this come from?
Well, what I've been doing recently, after I was experimenting with these, I've been looking for other types of circuits, and I've been taking the cheapest possible circuits I can find. So these are ones, they're like beanbag toys that you throw. You can't change the batteries. It's just when it dies.
And now
it
you
dies.
put a pot on it.
So what I did is, here's
another one.
So here's you throw it and it goes boing.
Yeah, we have that toy at home. It's annoying. All right.
But when you, because it's so cheaply made, when you turn the pitch down,
Let's get this out of
it
the way.
does, the sound breaks down in a really interesting way.
It doesn't change pitch as you would expect it. It's actually falling apart.
Yeah, the sound is falling apart into its, what it was.
And you put jacks on here so you could, what, hook it up to a big amplifier?
Yeah, this is a little RCA cable.
This is
so you
creepy.
can hook it in.
Somebody paid how much for this?
That was 150.
150 bucks for it. This was originally, this is a doll, but if you take the body of the doll off,
Yep,
this
I
is...
just took the doll and ripped the body off, and that's what's left. And
Let me play it. We played it at the beginning of the show.
it's
It's just a laughing doll.
Yeah,
but
very,
you could
very
change.
creepy. Yep.
I love it. Now collectors buying these from you. Oh, and this is another nice feature.
Yeah, and
you
that's
got the plug
audio
for the
jack,
amp.
so you can plug the guitar cable into it and
It's
rock
still
out
going
on stage.
It's still going.
Yeah.
A collector's buying, and this one's sold as well to the collector.
Yes.
It's very Toy Story. Kind of sick and
creepy.
weird. You sit around in your underwear and surrounded by these devices?
Yeah.
No, yeah. He
Fall
does.
all over me.
Peter Edwards, you are amazing. I can't wait to see what you do next. What's your hope for your next mod?
Just keep working and make bigger and crazier things.
It's
and
fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
This one is creepy, but there's something.
Very exciting about it.
Peter Edwards, thanks so much for being here. You can
Thank
find
you
out.
very much.
I'm going to bring this on Regis and Kelly, see what they do. You can find out more about how Peter gets his mods working at the ScreenSavers.com. We'll link you to his own site, too. What? What? She says, don't go anywhere. Clarence Clemens is coming up, the big man from the Bruce Springsteen E-State Band, to talk about how he talks with his fans through his website. Wow, really? And still to come, get rid of my new co-host, your old fax machine, and let your computer do it all. We're faxing you from your computer. XP really can when the Screensavers continues. Rock out.